Well, hello and how are you? This is Shenandoah Briscoe, and the date is April 29th. That makes this blog number 89. That's right, blog number 89. Okay, hey, we're getting up there in the blog numbers, aren't we? I got a little bit of feedback there from the people over at the VA, and they asked me to do a little bit more of my informative blogs. Sorry about this. My mouse is not where I wanted it, and so therefore I had to move her back down. Alrighty then. So that being said, I guess I'm gonna have to do a little bit more information blogs. Now, of course, the wheelchair company doesn't want you to hear this, and neither does the physical therapy department. But I'm gonna lay it out on you right now. If you have a permabil product and you have their um, battery charger, which came with your permabil chair, you can look in your manual under charging battery. Now, of course, if you've got your chair from the VA, it is going to be equipped with gel cell batteries. Therefore, the the manual itself says, do not plug in your chair until it is below 50% of charge. So therefore, you should not plug in that chair. You should not plug in that chair every night. Sorry, physical therapy. I'm sorry. Now I am going to have to report that to the Permobile people because, of course, they're telling all their distributors out there misinformation. Because, of course, what it says is with the old acid batteries, which they used to use all the time, that it says plug your chair in every night. And now that we're going with the gel batteries, the gel batteries, on the other hand, says don't plug it in until it's below 50% charge. So, that being said, I myself run my chair all the way down before I plug it in. And that way it memorizes that battery for distance. Right now, I'm training my batteries to go for distance because right now they're set for apparently when they're on shelf life, everybody plugs them in every night. Well, that's not the way to do it. So therefore, I'm putting a full charge on them, and that's what I'm working on now, is getting these batteries up to date so that they'll last a few miles. Because today they've only been. I went for a little ride and I didn't even get half as far as I always get with my old batteries, and well, that therefore it's kind of disappointing to me because I couldn't get more than 8 miles. Now, 8 miles away from the house is not near far enough for me. I'm used to going the 22 miles that it says that a battery on a full charge will go. And so therefore, you plugged it in last night and you take out this morning and you get about 8 miles, and you've got to turn around because you're at 50% battery loss already. That's just not fair, because I'm used to being able to go that 11 miles and turning around and coming back home. I hit that Katy Trail out there and I'm gone for a while. Like I said, if you check out my other posts, you'll know that I do get out and about. And I try to be able to be independent and travel around quite a bit in the neighborhood and in my town, in my hometown, kind of get the folks out there in the real world a chance to see what a handicapped person can actually do. even if you want to call me handicapped, I don't consider myself handicapped. I consider myself uh, mobility and challenged. That's right, mobility and challenged. But of course, I'll tell you what, I do pass a lot of people on that Katy Trail. Well, see, I'm passing them. Notice I said pass, which means I'm going a little bit quicker than they are, which is kind of a good thing. No, no, it's not a. It's a good thing unless you run over them, and then it's a bad thing. They don't like that. It's when you're coming up on them, and I at least tell them I'm getting ready to pass them. I don't just kind of go. That's what's going on. That straw is wires on the wrong side of my straw. Ah. Okay. Come on now. Get yourself back there past that straw. There we go. That's what was going on. Ugh. I was like trying to get a hold of my straw and everything, and the wire kept holding it back, and that ain't good. Here, let me straighten that straw up. Speaking of that straw and informative information, do you know if you get the flex straws like I've got here on the front of this straw, and you go to the occupational therapy down below, and you get their long straws, which come in 2 foot or 2.5 foot sections, you can take these flex straws that you get at the hospital, not to be confused with the ones that you buy at the store, because the ones that you buy at the store are smaller in design. The hole is not quite as big. So if you get these flex straws here, like I've got, and you cut them at a 1.5 inch length, you can couple the two straws together, the two long straws together, and therefore you can make a longer straw out of the two straws. Now I've got 2.5 straws, and I run this over the back of my chair into my backpack, which is where my water cup is at, my water mug. And so therefore I got myself a little metal paper clamp, and I've got my straw rubber banded to that paper clamp, so that I've got access to my water at all times, and I don't have to have a cup holder, which in my condition would be very difficult to use anyway. So there you go. You got extendable straws, as long as you got yourself some flex straws to be able to use. Now also you might want to put a little tape on it to reinforce it. Another plus is if you use a serrated scissors, shears, pinching shears. That's what they're called, pinching shears, to cut your straw. Then the ends slide in easier and better. If not, what you can also do is take the end of a Bic ink pen and Bic ink pen and stick that down into the tip of your straw and make the straw a little bit larger so that it'll be easier to slide down in together. That's just a little tip that we found out over the course of putting these straws together. Let's see. I'm trying to do some informative stuff without singing for a change, because I've been singing a lot lately. Every day is a song. Well, we don't want to do that every day. We want to be able to be informative and helpful, if at all possible. Now, of course, here in St. Charles now, they've pretty much worked on getting the sidewalks up to par so that I might be able to stay on the sidewalks. Now, there are those roads that don't have sidewalks on them, and I always go backwards. Sorry. I will find the actually, most of the time, no, I don't go backwards, but I will go backwards down the road. I will try to find the one-way streets and go backwards so that I can see the oncoming traffic because I always run the right lane. And while I'm on that right lane, because my chair, I have a tendency to tilt left. And so, I have a tendency. Yeah, I have a tendency to tilt left. So I always ride the right-hand side of the road because the road's crowned, and it leans me to the right to hold me up straight. There you go. If you have a problem tilting right, then you'll want to run the left lane so that you will end up tilting to the left. Got that? There's another little tidbit of information. I got itchy nose, but then again, that's because I was outside today, and if you notice, a little red around the collar and a little red around the face. I actually just got my hair cut day before yesterday. If you've been paying attention to the blog, you will notice that. And anyway, I've got a lot of pink skin showing up there that used to be covered up by hair. And, well, got to be careful with that because that's going to catch that sunburn. Oh, yeah, it'll catch that sunburn for sure, for sure. Anyway, what was I going to do today? Today, well, I'm just trying to keep up with the information bit of this, being in a wheelchair and the handicapped situation. Oh, then again, there you go. Try to get you a Bluetooth. That is a very good tool to have. So if you can get you a Bluetooth like mine, yeah. If you can get you a Bluetooth, then you will have easier access to the 911 operator if you need them. And depending on your situation, where you are, and what has happened, you can use park rangers, or you can use the EMTs, or you can just use the police department. Any one of them are usually more than willing to come and help you out of a situation. I've been in several situations where I've called park rangers instead of the police department. Of course, that being said, prior to them getting there, before any emergency vehicles have gotten there, I have been helped out by people on bicycles. I call them my bicycle angels because, well, hey, when you're in dire need of assistance, and God sends an angel to you, and he just so happens to be on a bicycle, well, you accept it, okay? Because God's got you in His favor, and He's looking out for you. And if He sends you an angel on your bicycle, well, you just accept that bicycle angel. I've been in several situations where the bicycle angels have come in and saved my situation, got me out of my situations of dire stress. Well, not dire stress for me. I don't sweat the little stuff. You know, you get stuck somewhere and nearly flipped over or whatever, and somebody on a bicycle comes and helps you out. I've been stuck on a bus a few times. I've got a blog out there called Stuck on a Bus. That's talking about when I was in Chicago and I got stuck up against a bus, not on the bus per se. I was just stuck up against it. If you watch my blogs, you can check that one out. It's called Stuck on a Bus. Anyway, hey, that's my time. Well, no, it ain't. It's only 14 minutes and 19 seconds. That's right. I got to run a whole 15 because, well, you know, I get a chance to get that 15 minutes, and I may as well use it. You know, it's a crime shame that whenever you go to YouTube, you can't do much more than 15 minutes. Otherwise, it starts charging you to run a longer than 15-minute post. I mean, they'll let you go 18, maybe 20 if you're lucky. But as far as trying to upload that onto Facebook. They don't like to upload that either, so you may as well just do it off of YouTube, and then once you YouTube over, you can YouTube as much time as you want, except YouTube will only let you do a 15-minute blog or so. Anyway, that being said, my time is up. So, this is Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are ya? Now, if you want to do any kind of criticism or have any comments at all whatsoever, you can go to my Facebook page, Hello and How Are Ya? That's Y-A exclamation, or no, that's just Y-A, Hello and How Are Ya? And if you had trouble finding me here, that's because the YA exclamation point, there's an extra space bar in between there. So if you go YA space bar exclamation point, then you'll have a better chance of finding me. But it's just as easy, if not better, to type in my name, Shenandoah Briscoe, Shenandoah. B as in boy, Riscoe. That'll get you to me, and that'll get all my blogs come up in pretty much the same place. Alrighty? Alrighty then. This is Shenandoah Briscoe signing out. You know, God loves you, and so do I. So y'all have a blessed afternoon, and we'll check you later. Alrighty then? Alrighty then.